Hai, Assalamualaikum semua, apa khabar? Anda bersama dengan saya Dazrin Kamaruddin dalam Temu Ramah Usahawan Elit Shanghai Business Media. Dan pada setiap minggu kita akan ada usahawan-usahawan yang dah berjaya dalam bidang mereka dan dijemput ke sini untuk menyuntik semangat untuk diberikan kepada penonton-penonton semua. Dan pada minggu ini tetamu kita adalah sangat-sangat istimewa dan saya sangat idolakan beliau. Beliau adalah tidak lain dan tidak bukan Colonel Bersekutu Datuk Haja Rozana. Terima kasih Datuk kerana sudi datang kepada show kita hari ini.
Thank you so much, Dazrin, for inviting me to be here. I extremely honoured to be here on your session this afternoon.
Alhamdulillah. Jadi Datuk, sekarang ni kita nak kenali sikit lah Datuk Rozana ni kan. Sebab pasal kita tahu beliau seorang usahawan yang berjaya dan beliau banyak buat kerja-kerja charity dan sebagainya. Jadi kita nak tanya sedikit lah tentang latar belakang Datuk. Macam mana Datuk bermula dalam bidang perniagaan Datuk ni? Datuk mulanya daripada mana dan apakah yang menyebabkan Datuk boleh terus berkembang maju sampai sekarang ni?
Wow, okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon to you. Okay, thank you very much for inviting me. Okay, and your question is actually wow, so long like that. But I make it very simple saja. Okay. Is the background that I had is actually that is the upbringing. My late father, he was a businessman, okay. So he always terapkan nilai-nilai, which is actually that we must be, nilai business etika dalam hidup kita. Okay. So since when I was still schooling, things like that. So the business that we do is actually the canteen and also a restaurant. So every time during school holidays, so we will have to be at the restaurant. So that is when that we've been cultivate inside us how to be a cashier, how to be a waiter, and how to actually also to be a cook. Things like that, and so that is actually nilai-nilai that has been cultivated when I was young. And as I grow older, okay, after I completed my study in UiTM, I actually went to be a stewardess, flight stewardess. Yeah.
Okay. Jadi kiranya itu yang membezakan pengalaman Datuk dengan orang-orang lain sebab Datuk nilai-nilai keusahawanan tu telah diterapkan daripada kecil ya.
Yes, since school days is actually that my father emphasizes all of us, my siblings, that we have to learn how to do business because the business that we have is the food business. Then after that, we were the main distributor of newspaper Sabah and Sarawak.
Wow.
So he started our business is in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah.
Okay.
So by my schooling here in Kuala Lumpur. So every time school holidays, yes, I will go back to Sabah to KK and I will take care of the business. And he actually groomed us. It's just like, okay, you have to do this, particularly everything. I have to be a cashier. I have to be a waiter. And then I also have. Then he taught us how to do a very simple profit and loss, things like that.
And even
yes, and he is very particular. It's just like the money. Okay, kalau the collections dekat restaurant tu, you kena susun duit tu bagus-bagus. So tak ada depan belakang tak ada. It's like that. That much that you must value the effort that you put out.
Okay.
So that is also that I learned customer services.
Customer service.
Yes, dealing with the customer.
No wonder sekarang ni kalau kita kenali siapa diri Datuk Rozana ni, beliau memang seorang yang sangat-sangat very particular dalam apa sahaja yang beliau lakukan. Mungkin itu salah satu sifat yang buatkan beliau berjaya sampai sekarang ni lah. Pasal kalau kita nak berjaya dalam bisnes ni, Datuk, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to be very particular in everything that you do. Betul Datuk
I would say that is accuracy.
Accuracy.
Okay? Yeah, so meaning that whatever you do, okay, this is one of the criteria. You must make sure that it doesn't mean that you need to be perfect. Okay. But if it's a bonus if you can be perfect, but you make sure that it's actually kesempurnaan.
Okay, maknanya kita cuba sedaya upaya untuk capai kesempurnaan tu lah.
Yes,
kan?
That's right.
Setiap detail, setiap benda yang kita buat perlu diperhalusi.
Plus the upbringing by my late mom also. She is also very, very meticulous person. And my late father who was an ex-army, how discipline that he put up.
Betul. Sebab before this pun kita ada juga tetamu-tamu kita yang memang background dia ada dalam bidang army dan sebagainya.
Yes.
Bila diorang buat kerja memang very, very precise. And semua benda is up to the detail diorang ambil kira tau.
Yes.
So mungkin tu salah satu sebab juga yang tersemat dalam jati diri Datuk Rozana untuk jadi seperti mana sekarang ni Datuk lah.
Yes, attitude and then accuracy, that's all important, and also speed. Okay, doing things at the right time is also very important.
Okey, jadi itu yang perlu diperhalusi oleh anda-anda semua yang sedang ataupun nak memulakan satu perniagaan. Satu tips daripada Datuk Rozana adalah kita kena tahu timing yang betul.
Yes.
Kita kena nilai apa-apa saja yang kita buat tu dengan betul.
Yes.
Dan kita harus apa tadi Datuk?
And don't forget creativity. You know, because if you be creative, that is you whatever that you do, your products, everything, services is different, is unique. So that's when there is actually the cream of the cream that that people will come and look for you.
Okey, jadi lain daripada yang lain lah. Kita
Yes.
jangan sama dengan orang. Kalau macam contoh kata makcik A jual goreng pisang, awak pun jual goreng pisang juga kan? Duduk sebelah-sebelah pula tu. Kan macam mana yang ni nak naik, yang ni pun nak naik, betul tak? Orang pun confused nak beli dan siapa-siapa kan?
That is considered healthy competition is fine. It's
Healthy
acceptable.
competition kan?
Yeah.
Tapi cubalah sini jual goreng pisang, sini jual goreng pisang aiskrim.
Yes, that's right. That means
Kan?
you being a different, unique creativity.
Yes, walaupun sebelah-sebelah tapi healthy competition tapi
Yes.
be something different.
Yes, that's a
kan?
good values. Okay, I
Kan?
think that is also one of the criteria for us to be success in our business.
Alhamdulillah. Jadi Datuk boleh tak ceritakan sikit sebelum Datuk ceburi dalam bidang bisnes ni,
Ya.
apa lagi kerja-kerja yang Datuk pernah buat? Tadi pun kita dah dengar yang bahawa Datuk membesar dalam environment, ada kantin sekolah, kan? Lepas tu restoran, lepas tu ada kedai buku dan sebagainya. Lepas tu apa pula Datuk buat lagi?
Well, actually, after I completed my study in UiTM, okay, I did my diploma in business study. Okay, again, so he never allowed me to do anything anything else than business things, you know, business
Mana
value.
daripada kecil memang study pun bisnes, hidup membesar pun bisnes. Jadi bisnes tu tidur pun
Business
mengingau
minded lah.
bisnes.
Exactly.
Dah terap dan dalam kepala tu habis-habisan tu.
Yes, that's the thing, you know.
Alright.
So being, I think is also dia punya kata orang, it's the passion lah, you know. Business is all about your passion. Then I was a flight stewardess.
Macam
okay.
mana tu boleh masuk dalam bisnes?
How? That's the thing that is. I think when I graduated, okay, it's just like I just wanted to have a break, so I do not want to further my study. And without his knowledge, actually, I applied to be a stewardess because with the influence of friends, like at that point of time.
Peer pressure lah.
Yes, that's right. So then after that, I quietly joined, but he doesn't approve that. But I was so lucky, my late mom is actually approving it. So okay lah, right. So I got this Thailand Hayat, right? But I never regretted, Dazrin. It is a very good exposure for me. I would say that it's actually being stewardess I believe that it's actually, you know that very well. You can conquer this because the one that you have at home is also an ex-stewardess, your wife, right? Okay, Zulid, you're watching this, right? So being a flight stewardess, there's many good values that I learned. Is to be brave because it's for us to face all the passengers. In one aircraft, you have about 300 or 400. So we face people. So it's brave. This is one of the good criteria. Is actually to be a good business people. Okay, and also a customer service. We learn how to serve people to our very best service, things like that. And then hospitality. You know. So this is very good. And another thing is our good value is we learn how to organize things. I believe your wife is also a very good organizer, isn't it? Because whatever that we do is just like, you know that in a flight, the galley is very small. But with a small galley, we'll be able to serve people with 300 or 400 passengers. So you imagine how we do it. If we don't have a proper things, how we organize things with a SOP, with a procedure that we follow, you cannot do things at the right time. Passengers maybe will not be served at the right time. You know,
and
things
they don't
like that.
understand.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then so that's how it is. This is what I learned as being a flight stewardess. So it's a very good values.
Jadi seorang flight stewardess ni banyak memberi ilmu, pengetahuan dan juga nilai-nilai murni lah diterapkan dalam diri Datuk ni sebab pasal macam mana kita nak handle passengers, hari-hari jumpa orang lain-lain, perangai lain-lain, kerenah lain-lain. You have to cope and adjust and adapt to macam mana diorang punya behaviour. Kan?
So when I was flying for about 5 years, things like that. So that's when I met a lot of business people on board, particularly in the business class and also in the first class. Okay, so that's when that suddenly that is just like I have this urge that if I resign, I want to do something also with regards to business that is internationally. So when I resigned after 5 years of flying, that I opened up up a travel company. So that's how that I started with SRT Travel and Tours Nia Berhad.
So you started off with SRT Travel
Yes,
lah.
because I love traveling so much, because I believe that it's actually travels will make you to see the world, and you can learn a lot of good things. It's actually, and you learn how to appreciate that how beautiful is your country.
Okay.
So when I when I have this company, the things that I do is just like I start promoting the country.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
you know.
bukan saja Datuk buka satu syarikat untuk diri sendiri untuk janakan pendapatan, tapi
Yeah.
you promoted Malaysia dalam
Yes.
company Datuk tu kan?
Yes, because you know, being a travel agent, you have these like you do ticketings, you do outbound. That's when that you know you go overseas, things like that. But what I do is actually I segmentize my business as an inbound, in which that I work closely with Tourism Malaysia, okay, MOCAT, okay.
Alright.
So we go overseas and we're promoting our country. So we bring tourists from overseas, the foreigners come to the country. We bring forex to the country. So this is
Wow.
actually what I do.
Jadi inilah yang Datuk ceritakan tadi tu, kalau nak buka something, jadikan dia satu benda yang berbeza
Yes.
daripada syarikat-syarikat lain.
Yeah.
So maksud dia sekarang ni travel agency di Malaysia ni banyak.
Yeah.
Tapi apa yang membezakan syarikat agensi Datuk, travelling agency Datuk ni dengan travelling agency yang lain? So
Yeah.
this is apa yang Datuk buat lah, Datuk combine dengan Malaysia punya travel punya
Yeah, Tourism Malaysia.
Tourism Malaysia.
Tourism Malaysia is actually is the main model. It's just like Matrade, things like that. When they go overseas, they promote the products of the SME.
Okay.
So Tourism Malaysia is the promotion board, that which is actually when they go overseas, they are promoting the country and they bring all of us to promote to do business. And what the business that I do is not B2C.
Okay.
I do B2B.
Alright.
So I attended a lot of travel marts, particularly World Travel Mart in London. And then we attended the one that Arabian Travel Mart in Dubai, and then ITB Berlin. So these are all the overseas market that I need to be physically presently to be there. That's when that we do contracting. We sign contract, okay, and then when we come back, they do business with us. That is when the business dealing is on.
Alhamdulillah. Jadi this is the business nature daripada kecil tu dia dah kick in balik lah kan. Dia dah kick in balik kan. So cerita dia sekarang ni, masa pengalaman Datuk menjadi seorang stewardess tu,
Yeah.
how did your father respond?
You're kind of like a
I like it. Sebab sekarang ni satu benda yang menghalang ramai orang nak jadi seorang usahawan Datuk, is
Yeah.
because kadang-kadang parents tak support apa yang orang buat. Kan? Jadi sekarang ni macam mana kita nak tukar ke persepsi parents tu untuk terima diri kita seadanya, dan mungkin bila kita dah ready nanti baru kita ikut diorang punya haluan. Macam
Yeah.
sekarang ni what you're doing right now lah.
Yeah.
Kan you went to the phase of stewardess first kan, through the phase of stewardess, lepas tu barulah Datuk kick in your nature buat business pula kan.
I guess I think it's the convincing factor.
Okay.
You have to prove. I mean, parents is just like you have to understand. Okay, it's just like I mean you are a daddy now, right?
Betul,
Okay,
betul.
so definitely you want to give something good to Dasuki,
Betul,
right?
betul.
To your children. So his concern is definitely he wants you. I mean, those days he wanted me to be a businesswoman.
Betul, betul.
So when I decided to be a flight stewardess, this is something that which is actually, hey, what is got to do? You know,
Yeah,
it's
betul.
you're wasting your time, things like that. But how you convince and how you prove to him that it's actually that this is also something good. I learned something at this point of time, and I don't do it for so long. I just do it for an exposure and whatever.
An experience.
Yes, an experience. And once I have enough, and I think I've got whatever that I wanted, I mean, so I learn. Then after that, I go back to the business, and he appreciate that, and he's indirectly saying that, oh, okay, I'm glad that you decided on this. So at least there's things that the values that I bring into the business is back.
Betul. Sebab sekarang ni apa yang kita tak faham adalah lebih banyak pengalaman kita dalam dunia, baru lagi banyak pengalaman kita boleh inflict dalam bisnes. Betul kan? Kalau kita tak lalui pengalaman-pengalaman ni semua, kita nak buat bisnes pun kita fresh mind, tak ada pengalaman, tak ada experience, tak ada apa, bisnes tu mungkin tak ada kelainan daripada lain.
Yeah, I believe you conquer this just like you know, you yourself a graduate, right? That once you come back, I mean, you don't actually also go having this higher position in any JLC or things like that. You become an actor, right? It is also something different. So how does your father reacted regards to that?
Okay, betul. Setuju. Sebab ni kita boleh berkait.
Yeah.
Pasal tu saya tanya soalan-soalan macam ni kan. Sebab pasal saya pun melalui pengalaman yang sama kan. Saya pun baru mengenali Datuk Rozana sekarang ni, yang sebelum ni yang kita kenal Datuk bukan dalam dunia yang kita berbincang sekarang.
And your father and your mother is even not in a business world. They are an administrator.
Betul.
Higher position. Can you imagine?
Betul.
They definitely wants their son also to be somebody who is actually a PTV officer.
Betul, setuju.
But when you manage to convince them this is actually what you wanted to do and there's a values of it, you know, he approving it.
He approves. Dalam diam dia simpan, dia kata
Not
dia
just
support anak
approve,
dia.
he is even proud of you today. Isn't it?
Kan?
The same thing like me, you know, that is just like when I managed to prove to him that is actually that, okay, this is what I can do and things like that. I can manage this company and then after that I can position myself as as an entrepreneur, things like that, a businesswoman. Okay, then he's also proud of me. So I guess is how we actually position ourselves and we prove out to our parents.
Alhamdulillah. Okey, Datuk, selain daripada Datuk punya SRT Travel Agency tu, apa lagi yang Datuk buat bisnes Datuk?
Okay, so I think I have managed SRT Travel for about 25 years.
Okay,
That's quite long,
25
right?
years,
Yeah,
very long.
that shows that you should know how old I am already lah.
Oh,
With the
you're still
25 years of
very young. You
experience.
don't age at all.
Yeah, age is just a
25
number.
years Datuk,
Yeah, for
How
25
do you
years.
sustain the travelling agency for 25 years Datuk? Because kita mengetahui travel agency ni bukan satu benda yang senang untuk kita jaga tau.
You're right. I've gone through a lot, actually, up and down, things like that, you know. But I take it like the part and parcel of life. But of course, when you go through the hard times, it's actually that you have to you kena bersangka baik, you husnuzon, and then after that you kena berserah pada Allah. Okay, with whatever usaha ikhtiar, things like that. Okay, so then Allah will definitely find you a path. He will guide you how to actually to find way. So the tougher times that when I experienced during the travelling was like when we lost the long haul passengers during the September 11. That was way back in 2001. Okay, so because at that point of time, you know, Malaysia is like, so we are proudly promoting the country with our tagline, Malaysia truly Asia, you know. So it's just like and the tourists is just like influx coming in, things like that. But with whatever happened, okay, the September 11, so we lost all the long haul. So I immediately switched the business to the Middle East. That's when that I start dealing with the Arabs, because the Arabs also cannot go to the Europe country, and they also cannot go to US, and they swap their actually travelling pattern to come to Asian country, and Malaysia is known as a family destination. So whenever there's a challenges, there's always an opportunity.
Wow,
Right?
okey. Saya sekarang ni memang sangat-sangat teruja lah mendengar cerita-cerita Datuk ni, macam mana beliau tangani masalah dan sebagainya, dan saya yakin anda dekat rumah juga sangat-sangat seronok tengah dengar cerita ni. Tapi Datuk, kita kena berehat seketika. Jangan ke mana-mana, kembali kita sebentar lagi dalam Temu Ramah Usahawan Elit Shanghai Business Media bersama dengan Kenal Bersekutu Datuk Hajar Rozana.
Welcome to SDS.
Okey, Assalamualaikum semua. Anda bersama dengan saya Dazrin Kamaluddin dan juga Kenal Bersekutu Datuk Hajar Rozana bersama dengan temu ramah usahawan elit Shanghai Business Media. Tadi sebentar kita berehat tadi, sebelum kita berehat tadi kita sedang bercakap tentang macam mana kesusahan dan kepayahan yang dihadapi dengan menguruskan SRT Travel Agency.
Yes.
Dan sekarang ni Datuk, kita mengetahui keadaan sekarang ni kita ada pandemik COVID-19 dan semua bisnes memang terkena efek yang teruk terhadap situasi yang berlaku di Malaysia sekarang ni, di satu dunia lah, bukan Malaysia saja.
Yes.
Macam mana Datuk handle company Datuk ni during this pandemic COVID-19 ni?
Wow, it's a very good question. I believe that it's actually whatever is happening now, it is like it's a phenomenal to everyone here, okay, in the business world, particularly when this COVID-19 has affected us. The one that badly affected is people like us, the travel.
The travel, kan?
Those people in the travel, in the hotels, things like that. So we are the one who badly hit. Okay, as good as until now, we still never wake up. Okay, then we still never wake up.
Alright.
Particularly in my business, is actually that when I hoping that it's actually people from overseas come to the country. Okay, so what I do is actually that I switch the pattern of the business. Okay, at me and with my top management. We'll sit down and we discuss what is the best thing for us to do, okay? Because we cannot depend on this. We do not know when is this industry is going to come back to make the comeback, because even with the vaccine, things like that, and the borders is all closed. So we decided that it's actually that now currently that we wanted to do a service that is that in the finance, we are actually servicing those who having a credit card.
Okay.
All right. So we take over. It's like we restructuring your credit card.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So this is what we're doing. We take over your debts that you have, and with the zero interest. So this is actually what we're doing.
Sekarang ni Datuk restructure orang punya loan lah, senang cerita kan, whatever they have.
Your credit card debts.
Credit card sahaja.
Yes, only
Okay.
your credit cards. So
Alright.
if you have credit cards that which is actually that you owe the bank or things like that, with the interest of 11% or 15%, so I'll take over and I give you zero interest.
Wow, jadi berapa lama Datuk ambil perancangan untuk menukar konsep bisnes Datuk daripada SRT Travel yang memang fokus pada travelling, dan bila kena hit dengan pandemik COVID-19 ni, macam mana Datuk tangani masalah tu? Macam mana berbincang dan berapa lama Datuk ambil masa untuk tukarkan modul perniagaan Datuk?
I guess when the COVID-19 badly hit all of us, and all of us like 6 months kot, maybe everybody was just like don't know what to do, things like that kan. Everybody was just like stuck aja dekat rumah kan. So that was the time that we go like macam frozen gitu. So after 6 months, then only that of course I think itu semua hidayah lah daripada Allah, things like that, because I feel that when this COVID-19 came in, what will be the constraint? The constraint is people loss of job.
Betul.
And when people loss of job, okay, people will come and people need help in the sense that they don't have income to service the loan.
Betul.
Right? And people also will have a new loan, things like that. So that's when that we get the idea that we want to do something new. So this is how we venture into our new business.
Jadi inilah
So if you have your credit card, you want me to take over the debt, so okay.
Sorry, I don't believe
We will do
plastic.
that.
Nampak tak? I don't believe in plastic. Tapi tak apa, kita boleh keluarkan kata-kata tu. Memang sekarang ni memang ramai sangat yang sedang menghadapi masalah, dan mereka yang ada masalah dengan kredit kad, loan dan sebagainya yang perlu diselesaikan ataupun perlu bantuan, Datuk Rozana is here to help you guys.
Because
kan?
we try to avoid that, which is actually for you to go through the insolvency, things like that. So that's just part of the service that we do.
Okay. Kita
Alright.
sebenarnya memerlukan lebih ramai usahawan macam Datuk Rozana dekat sini, sebab beliau di sini untuk membantu mereka yang memerlukan kan.
InsyaAllah.
InsyaAllah. Okey, inilah yang kita katakan tadi yang Datuk dah sentuh tadi mengenai kreativiti. Jangan terlalu panik apabila kita rasa company kita dah tak boleh pergi mana dah. Sebab mungkin pasal pandemik COVID ni memang travelling agency seperti Datuk katakan tadi memang badly affected. Pasal orang dah tak boleh travel dan orang tak boleh masuk. Dan macam mana company tu nak survive kan? Pasal nak rolling duit dan sebagainya memang susah. So company tu jadi stagnan, dan Datuk menggunakan kreativiti beliau untuk restructure the company punya modus operandi daripada travelling agency biasa sekarang ni untuk membantu orang menyelesaikan masalah. Okey, so cerita dia Datuk sekarang ni, saya nak bercerita pula tentang award-award yang ada depan mata ni Datuk. Ini apa ni Datuk? Sebab kita mengetahui Datuk Rozana ni sebenarnya memang kalau kita nak menyebut pasal award yang beliau dapat sampai besok pun tak habis. Memang beliau seorang yang memang sangat-sangat diminati ramai dan digemari ramai sampai beliau memang dapat banyak award because of beliau punya servicing to the public.
Okay, actually Nazreen, after I run the company for so long, so I decided that it's actually that I wanted to throw back to the community, to the society particularly. So that's when that I formed my own foundation. So the foundations is actually at the very beginning what I did is just like untuk bantu asnaf dan juga anak-anak yatim dan juga ibu tunggal. But with the pandemic, okay, so I think we focus more on the those who are affected with the when they loss of income. So that's when that we go around. At the very beginning dulu saya tak berani turun personally.
Betul,
so we use our sukarelawan. So when the COVID was badly affected in Sabah, things like that, so we use our sukarelawan. We believe that some of our friends, things like that. So they were the one who is actually jadi wakil kita turun pergi cari dari rumah ke rumah, things like that. So dia bagi keperluan asas seisi rumah, things like that. So it's in a box that we prepared. Then we also give to the frontliners, things like that, because when this COVID-19 come and attack us, things like that, melanda negara, Malaysian ni, memang semua Malaysian ni dia ada sikap dalam diri dia ni ialah dia punya suka memberi, things like that,
betul.
Malaysian is a very good value. So it's not just me or things like that. So dia sentiasa bersedekah, dia sentiasa suka memberi pertolongan, things like that. So it's not an issue. You tengok mana-mana pun things like that kan. So but what I do is actually I go on focus, so that I can focus and I do consistently of giving assistance to the affected people.
Okey, Alhamdulillah. Sebab saya rasa itu salah satu benda yang memurahkan lagi rezeki Datuk Rozana lah. Sebab apa yang saya nampak sekarang ni, Datuk memang mana-mana ada masalah, insya-Allah Datuk akan ada kat situ untuk sama-sama turun padang dan beri bantuan kepada mereka yang memerlukan, Datuk.
Not just me, to everyone. In fact, the more you give, the more you get back. Allah will reward you in that way.
Betul.
It's just like, and whatever award that you talk about, the award just now, it's just, I believe, it's just a recognition that this Nona Superwoman Award in 2020, they give me as the Nona Best Charity Award.
Okay.
And recently is Brand Laureate is giving it to me as charity, inspiring charity, and also community leaderships. And so I take this is actually as more motivation for me to do more charity works and also towards the community. And I think I must thank you also people like you all, that who is actually sentiasa bersangka baik and looking at you all also will motivate me to do more. And whatever is actually that sharing is just like, I believe everyone Malaysia ni very generous.
Betul, Datuk, betul.
Like that,
mungkin it's because of the culture. Kita lihat
Yes,
Malaysia ni memang
yes.
semangat memberi itu memang ada dekat dalam
Exactly.
culture orang-orang Malaysia ni kan.
Yeah.
Jadi tapi sekarang ni apa yang saya nampak adalah Datuk Rozana ni menjadi satu sumber inspirasi kepada orang-orang di luar sana. Kalau kita follow Instagram Datuk Rozana ni, beliau memang satu sumber inspirasi lah, senang cakap kan, kepada semua yang mana yang belum buat charity tu, mereka sampai tergerak hati nak buat charity sebabkan apa yang Datuk Rozana lakukan. Beliau turun padang, beliau belikan apa benda yang diperlukan dan membantu masyarakat yang sedang susah sekarang ni kan. Jadi
I tease people lah, Nazreen. I tease people so
You
that
tease people,
I tease and I try to motivate people because I know sometimes that you wanted to do but maybe you do not know the way, things like that, right?
Betul.
Because bila you nak berinfak, bila you nak buat sesuatu, it doesn't mean that it's actually that you must have a lot of money,
Okay.
It doesn't mean that way, okay? Sometimes infak you also, sedekah you, it can be just in any form, in whatever capacity that you have, the speciality that you have with you, and sedekah also can be just your smile, things like that. It can be your expertise is just like in terms of you punya nasihat or things like that.
Betul.
So because when pandemic comes, okay, it's not just in terms of monetary, it's your issue. It is also your emotional. You are also badly affected with your emotional because you worried what's going to happen, things like that, because you loss of income, things like that kan, and you don't know because economy is badly affected. So these are the things that okay, you can motivate people, you give an assurance, things like that. So this is actually one of the good values that we can do.
Betul. Jadi sekarang ni apa yang kita tengok daripada Instagram Datuk Rozana ni memang dia memang suka motivate orang mengajar silok belok macam mana nak jadi seperti beliau. So macam Datuk Rozana ni dia tak kedekut ilmu tau. Pada pendapat saya kan. Jadi bila kita tengok dia punya Instagram ni memang beliau suka mengajar. Dan sekarang ni Datuk ada tak sedikit nasihat ataupun sedikit pesanan kepada usahawan-usahawan yang baru nak mempelajari silok belok bagaimana nak berniaga, Datuk? Apa yang mereka perlu ada dalam diri mereka tu untuk berjaya seperti Datuk?
Okey, Nazrin, sebaik-baik manusia adalah manusia yang memanfaatkan manusia yang lain. Dan apabila kita nak buat kebaikan, hendaklah kita berlumba-lumba untuk membuat kebaikan. Betul tak? So jadi in this case that if you want to be a good, why is actually that you want to be successful in your business? Because you want to have money to spend.
Betul.
Right? If you have money or things like that, you are not able to spend, you'll be miserable because to have it and you don't have the capability to spend, it's there's no point of having it. So then bila you ada keupayaan, the next step is actually that you must share. Okay, you always hear people say sharing is caring, things like that. But it's actually also dalam rezeki kita ada rezeki orang lain. Okay, sedekah is actually pencetus barakah, things like that. So we must be able to do business so that when we do business, we have money so that we can also share. We be able to have more people. So these are the values that you must have in you. Maksudnya kita nak kena kaya, kita kena ada sebab. Sebab apa? Not just for us. Okay, sebab kita nak tolong orang. Sebab kita so bila kita nak tolong orang dan lepas tu kita nak berbuat kebaikan, then this thing will eventually come back to you. Allah will definitely give it to you.
Jadi sekarang ni apa yang Datuk Rozana cuba sampaikan kepada anda semua, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Kalau kita nak mulakan satu perniagaan tu, kita kena ada sebab. Dan sebab kita tu yang akan drive kita ke mana hala tuju kita nak pergi. Bukan saja buka bisnes sebab nak kaya. Nak kaya untuk apa?
Everybody nak kaya lah, that's right. But we must another additional value lah, things like that. It's just like kita pun nak membantu orang. So that is a good values, because we have to share our wealth. Just like what I said, dalam rezeki kita ada rezeki orang lain, things like that. But of course, that being a business, you must have a good attitude. You must have your creativity for whatever that I did mention earlier on, things like that. So this is actually will determine your road to success.
Wow, satu kata-kata yang sangat-sangat memberangsangkan untuk kita menjadi seorang usahawan yang berjaya, kan? Jadi Datuk Rozana kata macam mana pun kita kena memberi. Kita kena memberi in order untuk kita dapat lagi banyak.
Yes, you will get
kan?
it back.
Sebab kadang-kadang orang zaman sekarang ni Datuk, dia orang takut nak memberi. Mungkin culture dia orang tu macam kena simpan duit lah. Nak bagi orang macam takut duit ni habis. Kan? Macam kan bagi orang ni duit kita tinggal sikit ni, macam mana kita nak bagi orang, kan? Diorang selalu berfikiran dalam corak pemikiran yang macam tu, Datuk, kan? Tapi saya nampak Datuk ni jenis macam bagi macam tu, kan? Macam mana diorang nak didik, nak pupuk semangat tu dalam diri orang supaya jangan takut untuk memberi, Datuk? Macam mana nak memulakan tu, Datuk?
I must say that kehidupan di dunia ni juga ada juga kehidupan di akhirat. Okay, so kehidupan di dunia ini is actually like hendaklah berdasarkan kepada bersandarkan your manual is Al-Quran dan Sunnah. Okay, so with that is actually that whatever that you give, okay, you need to give so that you will get it back. If you don't get it di dunia, you will get it in akhirat. Okay. So that's when that you lebih kata orang, you lebih tenang, you lebih reda, things like that. Because for whatever you give, you akan rasa tenang. Don't you have these good values that if you be able to help people, don't you feel good?
Betul, Datuk.
Isn't it?
Even though sekecil-kecil mana pun kita boleh bantu orang, kan? Jadi dia macam satu hari tu rasa macam
yes.
Kan?
Fitrah. Fitrah manusia ni dia suka kepada kemenangan, dia suka kepada kejayaan. Isn't it? Don't you feel that way?
Betul.
So you like victory, you like being success, and you also like to be suka dipuji, betul tak? Yeah. So when you do something good deed, things like that, oh you are so good, things like that, isn't it? So with that kind of fitrah, things like that, so it will urge you more to do good. So if you actually giving, you will feel good. Okay. This is when that your ketenangan will come in you.
Alright, Alhamdulillah. Okey, jadi sekarang ni Datuk, kita nak memupuk tu satu semangat kita memberi untuk kita mendapat lagi banyak. Itu adalah salah satu selok-belok cara Datuk mengendalikan bisnes Datuk. Dan apa yang saya fahami daripada mula kita berbincang tadi, Datuk ni memang daripada kecil dipupuk semangat perniagaan tu dalam diri Datuk sebab membesar dalam ni. Sebab tak ramai orang di luar sana dapat pengalaman macam Datuk. Mungkin diorang ni dibesarkan dalam environment yang satu pun tak, ahli keluarga tu tak ada ahli perniagaan kan, tapi diorang ni minat jadi ahli perniagaan. Jadi diorang kena belajar sendiri. Jadi mereka yang nak belajar sendiri untuk jadi seorang ahli perniagaan tu, Datuk cakap kita kena kreatif. Kan? Kita kena fikir outside the box.
Attitude, things like that. We must have the right attitude. Okay. And then we must have speed and we must have accuracy. But Dazrin, nowadays everybody is doing business online because this is the pattern.
Betul.
Okay. So and also Malaysians mentality now, I must say, is just that the ratio is just like 1/100 or things like that. These are all those people that as young budak sekolah pun buat berniaga online sekarang ni, betul tak?
Betul.
So I don't see is actually that for them it's difficult to do business. Particularly nowadays lah. Online siapa-siapa pun boleh buat bisnes. So you don't need to have a main structure. So kata orang nak berniaga ni dah by the fingertips saja.
Tapi cerita dia Datuk, kita nak success rate tu lagi tinggi.
Consistency.
Sebab sekarang ni apa yang kita nampak memang terlalu mudah untuk berniaga. Semua orang boleh berniaga, tapi buka sebulan 2 bulan habis. Buka sebulan 2 bulan habis because diorang tak ada consistency dan diorang tak ada perseverance. Dan diorang tak ada the right attitude to go forward. Bila ada masalah sikit je, lepaslah. Kan? So cerita dia sekarang ni, kalau anda nak terus maju dalam bidang perniagaan, anda kena ada perseverance, anda kena ada dedikasi, kena ada creativity, courage is also very important. Penting kan.
That's right.
Jadi anda semua jangan give up, teruskan usaha tu sampai berjaya.
If you face challenges, that's quite normal, things like that, but you must not give up. You must wake up and you must move forward,
Wow. Okey, jadi cerita dia sekarang ni, kita memang nak sangat-sangat lagi mencungkil cerita dan juga sumber inspirasi daripada Datuk Rozana kita, tapi masa sangat mencemburi kita. Jadi ketemu kita pada minggu hadapan dengan seorang lagi usahawan yang akan berceritakan tentang selok-belok kejayaan beliau. Jadi kita ketemu pada minggu hadapan dalam Temu Ramah Usahawan Elit Shanghai Business Media. Terima kasih sekali lagi Datuk Rozana kerana sudi terima undangan kita. Dan insya-Allah kita terus menyuntik semangat kepada usahawan-usahawan muda kita. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Dazrin.
Thank you, Datuk.